Life be crazy, right? People be a little crazy too. We all got a little quirky craziness about us. Every human. You wouldn't be a human if you ain't have something, that was different about you or that was peculiar. We wouldn't be human. Anyway, so I just feel like a lot of times in life we go through a lot of stuff emotionally and mentally. In the midst of our stuff, a lot of times people will end up being hurt because of our stuff. Because we don't own it, we don't deal with it, and we make other people collateral damage. But one thing I just wanted to come on here and have everybody admit to themselves is this thing. And I've had to admit to it as well. Y'all are not alone. I'm not pointing hands. I'm not, pointing fingers. I'm simply stating a fact. And the fact is this. We ignore a lot of symptoms. We ignore a lot of things that we already know is going on in our body. A lot of things that is going on in our spirit. Like, we'll ignore all the signs of all this stuff until all hell breaks loose. And by that time, we really don't know what we're doing. We don't know what to do, which way to go. We really don't even know which way is up or which way is down. We really don't. So, my thing to anybody today, we don't wake up and just be going through some shit. We already knew that we was feeling it. We ignore it because we were taught through ancestrage, because of people who once upon a time owned the rights to us. We weren't allowed to be weak. We weren't allowed to feel certain things. We wasn't allowed to basically give in to any type of emotions. So what we do, we just covered it up and act like all this stuff didn't exist. And we just carry that cellular memory, that's a real thing, on to generation to generation. And then we'll wonder why that generation acts like they act. And they still carrying on a gene from our ancestors before us that didn't allow us to be unapologetically who we are or who we could be, which is somebody that needs rest, somebody that should take a rest, just somebody all around that be tired. And so we were so taught not to deal with any of that stuff that what happens? We spill out on other people. We push and we ignore. We act like certain things don't exist. Certain things didn't happen. Oh, I don't got to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. But at the end of the day, we all got to deal with something. You cannot be held accountable. Well, you can be, but I wouldn't want to be held accountable for being somebody else's reason that they are collateral damage. I feel like you should not want to do that. I feel like something you should want to do is be a light to somebody in their darkness. That you should want to be kind and deal with your stuff. And if you know you're going through something, why get involved with anybody else? That's not even fair. Because you don't just wake up and be going through some shit. You already felt it coming on. You already knew. I would rather you say I made a bad judgment call. I thought that this time this too shall pass. I can respect you more. I would respect the person more if they could say, you know what, it was the wrong timing. You know what, and I should have never got you involved. That's on me. I can't change it, but I own it. Because I was going through some stuff, and now you're collateral damage, and I involved you in it when you talked to me about not being involved in any foolishness. And I messed up because I thought I could handle it. I thought that I was going to be strong enough to get through this. And I thought that I would be okay with you being a part of this journey. But I'm not ready to deal with whatever it is. Or I'm not ready to, deal with any other extra activities that you might be interested in dealing in. So I just feel like a lot of people should definitely, stop getting involved with people when you know you're going through stuff. Because, you making somebody feel like, okay, well, I thought we had a conversation. I thought we was good. I thought you were going to be different, and you turn out not to be. And not that you're a bad person. And it's not that you're a bad person because you're going through stuff. What makes you messed up is that you didn't wake up going through nothing. You didn't just wake up when you met this person or involved yourself in their world. You knew you was going through something before that. So to try to involve somebody, and then when you involve them and you realize you're going through something, to not own that is just not cool. It's not. So I just wanted to come on here to say that if you know you going through stuff, don't make people your collateral damage. Don't make people your collateral damage. Because we all going through stuff. And it doesn't give us a right to make people collateral damage. Hey to Master J. So that's all, because y'all know I don't be on my page at all. Y'all know I'm doing so many other things. Back in school, I did pass my midterm. Thank God, with a B+. It was like 100 questions. Medical, so it was a lot of terminology. So I'm just saying all that to say, don't be involving yourself with people if you know you still really broken. Or if you're just going through something, I don't know, it could be a health issue. I don't know. But whatever it is, stop involving people in your madness. If you know it's only going to bring angry or sadness. Hey, sissy, you still looking good. How's life treating you? Oh, thank you, baby. Life is lifing. But if you know me, you know me. I'm going to push through with everything that I got, you know. Some things going on with my mom. She getting up in age, and yeah, some things like that is going on. But I'm just trying to get through a couple assignments that I'm doing. Like my fashion show that's coming up on the 27th, next Sunday. Trying to get through that and get through my classes. We'll be actually finished. Supposed to be the end of August. Yeah. So, but the actual graduation won't be till next spring. Then I'll get to walk across the stage or whatever. But I was just coming on here talking because a lot of people get involved with people, and it could be business, it could be friendship, it could be relationship, it could be situationships, it could be just FUBU stuff, you know. But whatever it is, just don't involve yourself is what I was coming on here to talk about if you know that you're still in a broken state. And even if you feel you're in a broken state, because one thing we can know with our humanistic selves is that nothing just jumps up on you. Your body gives you signs and symptoms that something's going on, but we are taught to ignore them. And I was saying how that's a generational cell that is passed down from being owned, because we weren't allowed to be sick. We weren't allowed to be tired. Wasn't no sleeping in for show. Wasn't no running away off the job. You was going to die. So whether we believe it or not, scientifically founded that there is a cellular memory in each and every one of us, and we can pass it down to people in our generations, 10, 11, 12 generations down. And so what we don't realize is when we do that and we allow ourselves to get involved in places where we're unhealed, and we involve ourselves with people, we can't just fumble them and say, well, I was going through something. But you knew you were going through something before you involved anyone in your going through something or in your realm. And I just say keep people emotionally safe if you know you're in a bad place emotionally or mentally or even financially. If you're not in a good space, it's okay. We all have life. And what's not okay is when you involve somebody else. And then if you involve somebody else, they become your collateral damage. Don't just say things like, you can think what you want of me. This is just what. No, that's not an adult response. A mature, healthy, healed adult response would be, I am trying to be a better person, and I apologize for dragging you into my situation. I thought I could surpass this. I thought I was going to be in a better space. I thought maybe you being in my space would help me be in a better space, but I fumbled it, and I apologize to you for that. But when nobody ever owns anything, you do leave. Thank God I'm not just an evil, automatically thinking person of people. But it does leave room for a narrative. It does leave room for people to think whatever you are, because for one, you're not owning it, you're not even addressing it. You just blowing the other person's feelings off and like lightweight acting like you want them to feel bad for feeling the way that they feel about your fumble. So I just want y'all to know, no matter who you are, woman or man, gay or straight, in business with the person, you're laying with the person, whatever your situation is, be sure that you're sure. Whatever, don't get in a business deal with nobody talking about yeah, and then you gotta back out because you knew in the beginning you really didn't have the finances. That's bullshit. If you didn't know or you was unsure, then lay that on a table first. You don't wait till the end of time and then find a reason to say, well, I'm just not gonna do this. I ain't doing it because you did such and such. No, just say you really didn't want to do it. Honestly, just say I really didn't think I was gonna have the finances to keep up my end. Why can't people just be honest? Because there's ways that you can get around anything. There's fundraisers. There's bake sales, goddammit. There's car washes. There's pop-up shops. Whatever it is, it need to be done. You should never fumble a beautiful friendship, sisterhood, brotherhood, or any type of relationship because you don't want to communicate or because you're too afraid to have an adult conversation. Life happens. And you should deal with people that you know enough, that understands you enough and understands living life as a human enough to know that life happens. What I will never understand and never accept is fugaziness and half-steppingness and half-truth in it and just not saying what the hell it is. I'm a Sagittarius. We too brash. I've learned to teach myself not to say a lot of stuff, because I respect people and I don't want to hurt people intentionally, because I know that I can, because I'm going to just say, what was that? That was dumb. That was so stupid. But I don't do that. Now, in my younger years, whatever came out, came out. But when you grow up and you realize everybody don't have thick skin, everybody don't understand that and they think you being mean, you have to learn how to speak to people and in love and kindness. And I've learned that. Now, I ain't mastered it in all areas, but for the principal part and the foundational part, I do. You know, and I say what I'm going to say, and I like to have adult conversations. And some people don't even know what that is because people are so dysfunctional. Adult conversations, we sit down and I'm talking to you just like I'm talking to you now, for everybody. And I'm explaining to you what I'm explaining to you. Ain't nobody cussing, ain't nobody getting loud, ain't nobody trying to belittle. We just simply saying, look, own your stuff. Can you honestly tell me? And this is how I talk. And people take that as being confrontational. They're not grown up yet. And what happens most of the time, nobody has ever confronted them about their stuff. They just passive aggressive and pass it along. Oh, well, I ain't finna deal with that. I don't have time to do it. And so people will be who they are to the end of time, and they'll die that way. And that's not fair, because you allow somebody to cross over without living their fullness, a capability in life and relationships, because you knew they was messed up and you knew they were wrong, and you just said, I ain't finna deal with that. I'm gonna let them do what they gonna do. Oh well, believe it or not, that's accountability, because you knew they was dead wrong as two left shoes, and you let them wear them left shoes, and they thought they was cute, and they wasn't. They was falling and stumbling, and they trying to figure out why, and you just couldn't tell them, Buddha, you know you got on two left shoes. You let them go out there like that. So you just accountable as them fumbling and falling. So you should be the one to pick them up. You know what they doing. And with me, I don't lose love. I don't get funny because you fumble, but I do fall back. I recognize who you are and how you move, and I move accordingly. Because one thing about it, I live inside of me. And whatever emotional damage you might trigger in me that I'm still working on and still going to therapy for and healing on, I'm not willing to risk that for you, and you don't even understand what you did. Or you won't even you understand, but you don't want to be accountable for it. I cannot allow you to be in my space. I'm going to fall back if you're going to trigger me in spaces I've worked so hard on. If you're going to trigger me to say, you know what, I'm so mad, I'm about to run you over with my Traverse. Guess what? I need to not talk to you. I need not to talk to you because you're triggering me. So we have to come to a place in time in life and grow up. Own our stuff, apologize to people. Once people is dead, ain't nothing you can say to them. We do a whole lot of doing and not a whole lot of going back and saying, you know what? I apologize to you. I don't know why I did that. I was wrong and I need to grow up. And you know what? I know a lot of people say us women are strong, but it's not a compliment, because I don't want to have to be made to be strong. I want to be strong because my man is strong, but today he is tired and I have to pick up his slack. Or I want to be strong because I want to be strong, but most of the time, I'm made to be strong. So I ain't want nothing for real. Just some real talk. I got to answer this call because we about to go to a carnival. I love y'all. Peace. What's up, y'all?